Now we're going to fast forward to the present day, where anything goes. Today we live in a time of personalization. Minimalist or maximalist or anything in between, pluralism in design has no limits. And it's not virtue signaling, but based on personal expression and experience. In these two images, it's interesting to find that the fireplace still holds meaning, a primal comfort, a reminder of togetherness. So this is a typical, probably suburban home, where we find the family room, an invention of the 21st century. The open plan living defines new buildings. Cooking, dining, working, relaxing, even sleeping, all in one shared space. For many in the city and in the suburbs, we have reverted back to the house of the Middle Ages, with separation only for sleeping and bathing. But perhaps we might be ready for a change. And this is something that I've spoken with developers about, is how are we going to change these floor plans for the new life after COVID? So these are two typical current floor plans. On the right, you see a 267 square foot shoebox, as one renter hunting for an apartment called it on CBC News. On the left, we have a 900 square foot apartment, which you were beginning to see some changes. Usually it would be a wall of windows, but that's not efficient. So at least we have these separate bedrooms. Each bedroom has a bathroom, but we're still in this large space. Something that I want to propose is that we take a look back at New York City living pre-war. The classic 6 pre-war apartment in New York offered great inspiration when we're looking to build floor plates for these buildings. Compression and expansion, rooms unfold. You have a foyer, which leads into the living room or the dining room and the den, and even dressing rooms. These are very sophisticated things and signal gracious living. Perhaps we add a twist into it. Perhaps we make these spaces adaptable with moving walls and add some more modernity into them. I think we need to get people out of the kitchen and family room and into different rooms so that they can have a little peace and have each room tell a different story. Our culture is so obsessed with these fast, quick renovations before and afters on HGTV. We see them on Instagram. Also, Pratt said, the secret is I need time. I'm slow. When building my first art collection for a client, he wanted to go really fast. And I told him we need to collect over time. We don't want this collection to just be the top hits of 2008. Slowness is an act of respect for the objects and a dedication to the idea of home. So here we're going to talk about trends and tastes. The image on the left is probably an AI image, and it shows a lot of current trends. There's a lot going on there, and it gives me a lot of anxiety. Now let's juxtapose that image with some details from Kelly Wurzler, a ceiling from Vincent van Duysen, and Giancarlo Valle. These are some of the prominent designers of today, and they call on design and art movements of the past while reinventing, eliciting nostalgia through historical design ideas that are forgotten and making them new. Now let's do a little how-to exercise. So how to design for a living. I've created 5 steps to create places of meaning, and it might be a little bit different than you approach these things. I like to start with the art. So look at the art and objects that your clients or that you have, and consider the emotion, the concept, the story, and the existing furniture as well. Oh, sorry, am I too fast? I knew I'd do that. Number 2, define lifestyle and circulation. What are the goals of the home? What does a formal dinner look like? What about a cocktail party? Daily habits? And then you should lay out the home to make sure that you can accommodate for those rare occasions and the everyday life. Next is educating the eye. Look at inspiration. Just keep looking at things. Study forgotten movements. Learn about new designers and old designers, artists and makers. Step 4 is choose your finishes and furniture that support the art. Comfort, color, texture, form, all need to be considered at this point. And step 5, layer objects of meaning. Heirlooms, books, personal items, These are the items that make a house feel alive. I'm going to talk for a moment about my mother, my inspiration. My mother, Nancy, was an extraordinary interior designer and is still a wonderful hostess. She founded the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation and used entertaining to build community. On the right is a table setting from a party she hosted for Valentino to raise money for breast cancer research. As a child, I remember events like this very vividly. There was the smell of candle wax and champagne, flowers and smoked salmon that would drift through the house. I could hear the music and the hum of people talking, and the lights in the backyard were all lit up, illuminating the garden and pouring in through my window. It felt so special and so meaningful. It was a time of hope, friendship, comfort, and respect. Respect for one another and for the handcrafted objects that my mother painstakingly collected, displayed, and layered, setting the stage for a special experience for her guests to enjoy. Some final thoughts. However you approach design for living, please engage the senses. Sight, sound, touch, smell, and taste through art, color, layering of light, music, the sound of a crackling fire, textures, books, fabrics, a signature scent, and of course, seasonal food. These elements ground us, inspire us, and add to our experience, bringing comfort and meaning to everyday life. Thank you, and I'm going to leave you with a final quote by Elsa Peretti, who I love. Good design for the home should be universal. A house should be like old shoes, comfortable like a good friend. Thank you.